of the fun things that we have started with at KKD is getting to know you. I have been with these children for a really long time, but it's still always an exciting and very, very energizing thing for me to listen in when I hear them speak of how they grew up here. Divya and Madhini, both of whom you have seen dancing, have many things in common, apart from being really exceptional dancers. Both of them have the same birthday month. Both of them have dabbled with other styles of dancing apart from classical. Both of them were presidents of the Dance Society in their colleges. And both of them can't live without dance. Let us watch and get to know them as they speak to each other, as they discover each other. Because when Madhini started and where she started, Divya wasn't there. When Divya danced and where she danced, Madhini wasn't there. But now they are Shiva and Shakti. Let us watch Madhini and Divya in GupShup KKD Style.
Watching Ananya and Disha perform this piece reminded me of your Arangetram, since that was the first time we all saw this choreography on stage. It is indeed one of my favorites. And if I'm not wrong, you started dancing when you were 5 years old and you just completed your Arangetram last year. Why don't you share your experiences with us that you've had on this journey?
I think I started dancing at a very young age, and it was my placement teachers who saw this interest in me and encouraged my parents to put me into a dance group. And I think being a Tamilian, it was a very natural choice for them to choose Bharatanatyam for me. And that's how I joined Queensland Institute of Performing Arts. But beyond that, this art form has remained a constant in my life, and not just a part, but part of my life as such, but as a part of my identity. And Arangetram is a huge event for a dancer, and for me it was a dream. Maybe that's why I never was really ready myself to say that yes, I want to do my Arangetram. People usually do it at a very young age. And I think I was quite privileged to be bestowed this opportunity by my guru. Akka had asked me, and at that time I was like, okay, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should give it my best, and maybe this is the right time. I would say this whole phase of Arangetram has truly shown me the levels to which I can push myself. And apart from that, actually having a whole marble choreographed for you, on you, is a totally different experience, and I think each and every item is going to be very, 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 very dear to me. And I really thank Akka for actually working so much on me and making this Arangetram possible. I mean, my dream has actually come true. So I think I'm going to be eternally thankful for that. But I think everybody's journey is totally different, and their own experiences have its own colors. So you also started dancing at a very young age. Share your journey as well.
I am from a North Indian family, but since my dad was in the Navy, we have always been posted at the coasts. And I started going to dance classes with my elder sister before I even started going to school. So yeah, I have been dancing since before I can even remember. Even after living in cities like Bangalore and Bombay, I started my classical journey after we settled in Noida. And my mom has always been a cultural enthusiast, and she was very keen on making me continue my dance. So that is when she found out about Kinkini Dhwani from a family friend, and she got me to Akka. And I was just in third standard, so I had no idea about what I was doing. But since then, it has been 12 strong years. Okay, so I know that you have done your graduation from DU in BA History, and right now you're doing your Masters in History of Art from National Museum. So, what is it that got you so interested in this subject, and does it have anything to do with the fact that you have been so involved in classical arts?
So the interest in history as a subject in my academics is something I owe to my grandparents. From a very young age, I used to listen to different kinds of stories. My nanny used to tell me stories before I slept, and I wouldn't let her repeat the same stories because I wanted new, I wanted more. And whenever we went to our native place, every day we used to visit a new temple in a new place, and it wasn't just like we went to the temple and worshipped and came back. We used to have discussions on what the sculptures in the walls say, what do they depict, who built this temple. Such kinds of discussions made me intrigued and increased my curiosity in this field. And naturally, dance is a part of our cultural heritage. It in itself, as we know, contains so many mythological stories, and that connect that I'm able to make because of the kind of upbringing that I've had surely is helping me to keep a balance in my academic as well as my extracurricular interests. Talking about balance, I would like you to speak about the balance that you keep in your life. You are doing economics, you are doing Western dance in college, like just not one particular form in that also. You are covering so many other forms in your society. And then classical dance. So tell me, how is it inside of you to be able to balance all of this and still be so amazing at everything?
Modest of you to say this. So, dance has never been something for which I had to make time. It has been something without which my daily schedule is incomplete. And I have always been really exposed to all types of art forms. I have done jazz and contemporary, and here at KKD also, on World Dance Day performances, we had the chance to always showcase our different forms that we learn or we're interested in, like folk and jazz and everything. So, yeah, I have always been very interested in learning more styles and always going out looking for new things, and college did give me the chance to do that. And I must say that I have had the best 3 years of my life because they have challenged me so much and I have grown so much, in the sense that I used to get up in the morning, attend my 8:30 classes, then I used to go for practices in college, then I used to rush for rehearsals. I have always been equally inclined towards studies, and I really like to study and I really love the subject that I'm studying. And when I'm dancing with my team in college, that's a different part of me. When I'm studying, that's a different part of me. When I'm performing with KKD, that's a different part of me. And when you love to do something so much, you always make the time to be able to balance it because there's no lack of motivation. You just keep going with the flow. So that's pretty much about me. But you have also been a part of the cultural societies of your college, and in fact, you were the president of the folk dance society. So, how has that experience helped you in getting to know more about the world outside and helping you build this strong and vibrant personality of yours?
Uh, I think I feel really, really lucky to have had the chance to be a part of the Delhi University's dance circuit because you would know it actually gives you a space to experiment, a place where the students alone work together and develop this really, really strong team spirit. And for me, Nritakriti has turned into another family that I cannot leave at all. Even after being a pass out, and I think I'm still way too much involved in the society, and it's working. Seniors, juniors, I think everybody has inspired me so much, and the experience of the 3 years has actually changed my view towards a lot of things. The new perspectives that you receive from the diversity of people that are there in the society, uh, and especially folk dances. I got introduced to so many different folk forms, and I would have never imagined myself doing Haryanvi that we did in the 3 years that I was there in the society. Such a strong form, totally not close to the kind of nature I had, but the kind of work that we did together, how the team stayed together, turned each other into such such a diverse charactered people. I think it is something that I would always cherish, and it really has added on to whatever I am today. That way, I feel dance has connected us to more people, and I think it will keep on doing that. Don't you think? Like, how was it for you? I mean, in the Western Dance Society, I'm sure it would have had the similar kind of uh, a kind of bonding there as well. And from all these experiences and the kind of life plans that you might be having, or you're still deciding, what do you think for you? What role is dance going to play in your life?
So, having experience in both classical and Western, I know one thing for sure, that I have no idea how life would be if I was not a dancer. There have been so many times when I have taken out time to do other things from in between my dance schedule. And all in all, I think that learning classical and then being exposed to Western as well has really helped me build my character and my personality to what it is today. And it has really given me the space to open up my mind and explore my potential. It is really a different world, being in classical. It's a whole different experience, it's a whole different journey, and being a part of a team and doing all sorts of Western styles is an absolutely different journey. And but the one thing that connects both of them is the fact that it is for the love of dance, and I have families on both these platforms, and it is something that I will cherish forever and be thankful that I started dancing. I feel that even if I do not take this up as a career, it will definitely be a very important characteristic that defines me. And having performed the Western styles and learned them so extensively in the past 3 years, I have come to the realization that classical is something which I connect to the most, and it is something which will always have a special place in my heart, and I will always be very connected to my heritage and culture because of this. So yes, classical will always have my heart, and I would like to thank Akka for motivating us, guiding us in all spheres of life, and believing in us. As a child, I think that is all that I needed, for somebody to tell me that I can and that I will.
Wow. Yes, it is a mantra that I hope all my children will carry with them forever. I can, I will. Because I truly believe that every one of them brings something really special when they come into dance. Wasn't that a really nice conversation to be privy to? Well, as I said, stick around, many more to come.